Now we will come to our next article, that is determine the internal resistance of a cell using potentiometer. This is the circuit arrangement that I have shown in the figure to determine the internal resistance of a cell. In the circuit diagram, E is the driving cell which has the EMF greater than E1, and the positive terminal of a driving cell is connected to the point A of potentiometer wire. The potentiometer wire B is connected to the negative terminal of a battery via key K and rheostat RH. This is the several meter long potentiometer wire AB. Now the cell E1, for which we have to determine the internal resistance R of that cell. This is the internal resistance R of a cell that we have to determine, and this is the cell E1. This is we have connected a parallel resistance across E1, which is called as R, capital R. Here key K1. This parallel arrangement is connected to the jockey via galvanometer G, and with this very short construction of circuit arrangement for to determine the internal resistance of a cell using potentiometer. Now I will move towards the working of this circuit. The working of this circuit is very simple, that we have already discussed the working of potentiometer as a sum and difference method. Similar working is here, only using of instead of using 4-way key, we have used here only one single one-way key, that is K1. Now here as you close the key K, then this driving cell sends a current I through the potentiometer wire AB. Now first of all, we have to open this key K1. For the first arrangement, you do not close the key K1. You have to shoot it open. Now because of that, only the cell E1 will be in a circuit. Now for this arrangement, you have to do the one step here. As you close the key K, you have to start the jockey from point A, tapping on the wire AB, such that you have to tap the jockey up till the on the wire AB till you have got the null point on wire AB. Suppose while tapping, if you come at the point A, and at this point A you got the null deflection in the galvanometer here. This galvanometer shows null deflection at point P when cell is connected in a circuit. So this null point indicates that the EMF of this cell E1 is balanced at point P. It means that the potential between these 2 points AP balances the EMF of cell E1. Means AP that is equals to, we can take here L1 for length AP. This length AP of potentiometric wire, we can take it as L1. This length AP, the potential between the point AP balances the EMF of a cell E1. So therefore we can write here E1 is equals to I sigma AP. But AP is equals to, we will take it as a L1, or you can take it as also capital L1, no doubt here. So we can write here E1 is equals to I sigma L1. This is the I sigma AP is the, what we can say, potential between point AP. Potential between point AP is given by I sigma is the potential gradient and AP is the length, but we have taken AP as L1. Therefore the EMF of a given cell is given by I sigma L1. This is equation number first. Now in the second case, you have to do one just modification. Now instead of opening this key, you have to close the key K1, and because of that, what will happen? The cell E1 sends a current through the external resistance R, and this external resistance come into the circuit, and here some potential drop will be occurred, and this potential drop here gives the terminal PD of a EMF E, EMF E1, and now the galvanometer instead of measuring the EMF of a cell E1, now it will, in this case, measures the terminal PD of cell E1. So in this case, you have to do this same procedure. Now you have to slide the jockey from point A to B such that up till you have to slide the jockey on the wire such that you have to got the null deflection in the galvanometer. So here, tap the jockey from point A such that up till you will get a null point in the or null deflection in the galvanometer. Suppose at point P dash, when the resistors are connected, when resistors have a role in the circuit, then for that case, galvanometer shows a null deflection at point P dash, and the terminal PD of cell E1 or the potential drop across resistance R balances at point P dash. Means here V is the terminal PD. V is the terminal PD of cell E1, or we can say that the potential drop across R balances at a length or balances voltage difference between A and P dash. So this is the terminal PD of a cell, and it given by I sigma AP dash. But here we know AP, we have to take, here we have to take AP as L1. In this case, we have to take AP dash as a L2, and it will be I sigma L2. So V is equals to I sigma L2. It will be equation number 2nd. From equation 1st and 2nd, here E1 is the EMF of a cell and V is the terminal PD of a cell. If you divide this equation, first equation by equation 2nd, you will got a relation, that is E1 by V is equals to I sigma L1 divided by I sigma L2. And therefore, we have got new relation here. EMF of a cell divided by its terminal PD is equals to L1 upon L2. Okay. So, but we have to calculate the we have to calculate in this case the we have to determine the internal resistance of a cell using this potentiometer. So here we have not got that relation. So we have to proceed further. So for that, I will erase this much of side and continue on the board. By using Ohm's law, we have E1 is equals to I external resistor plus external resistance plus internal resistance R. Equation 3rd, or you can write here equation 3rd as like. Now terminal PD of a cell is given by V is equals to I into R. It is also using Ohm's law. It will be equation number 4. Now divide equation 3rd by equation 4. You will got E1 by V is equals to I in bracket capital R plus small r divided by capital I into small r. Here I will get cancelled, and we will get here capital R plus small r divided by capital R. So here E1 by V is equals to capital R plus small r divided by capital R. Equation number 5th. Now comparing equation 5th, and this is equation number here I will give it as a, now this is equation 3rd, actually this is equation number 4th, and it is equation number 5th, and this is equation number 6th. This is equation number 6th. By comparing equation 3rd and 6th, we will get here a new relation, that is capital R plus small r divided by capital R is equals to L1 plus L2. Just here we will do some modification. 1 plus capital R by 1 plus small r by capital R is equals to L1 upon L2, and here small r divided by capital R, L1 minus L2 minus L1 upon L2 minus 1, and therefore small r is equals to in bracket L1 minus L2 divided by L2 into small r. So that is the required equation. That equation here I will write here. small r is equals to L1 minus L2 divided by L2 into capital R. This is the required equation for internal resistance of a cell using potentiometer. So hence we have determined this internal resistance of a cell given by equation L1 minus L2 divided by L2 into R. So with this equation we have done all the complete article, but this equation also can be written in terms of E1 and V also. So for that I will erase this side. We have just got this equation. You can use this equation. R is equals to L1 minus L2 divided by L2. This is L2 into capital R. Or you can also write from this equation. We have this equation, equation number 6. E1 by V is equals to RR will become 1 here. Small r divided by capital R here. Small r divided by capital R is equals to E1 by, it is equals to E1 by V minus 1, and therefore here R is equals to E1 by V minus 1 into capital R. This is also another equation for calculation of internal resistance. This is regularly used equation is this in terms of L1 and L2. And if you have EMF of a cell E1 and potential terminal PD, then you can use this equation also to calculate the internal resistance of a cell using potentiometer. So here also we have to take that precaution that I have those precautions which have explained in earlier lecture, that is E should be greater than E1, the wire must be uniform, it must have high resistance, and this much of precaution if you have taken while doing this experiment, then you will exactly got the internal resistance of a cell using the potentiometer with this circuit arrangement. So with this we stop this article, and next article, that is advantages of potentiometer over voltmeter, we will take in a short while. Now just we have finished the article to determine the internal resistance of a cell using potentiometer. After that we will move towards next article, and it is last article from the this topic, current electricity, that is advantages of potentiometer over voltmeter. These are some advantages that I have listed on the board. I will explain one by one to you. Voltmeter is used to measure terminal PD, voltmeter is used to measure potential difference. Voltmeter is used to measure potential difference, whereas potentiometer measure both terminal PD and EMF of a cell. Once again I will repeat why I have written here. Voltmeter is used to measure potential difference, whereas the potentiometer measures both terminal PD and EMF of a cell. So this is major advantage of potentiometer over voltmeter. Now after that, accuracy of potentiometer can be increased. Accuracy of potentiometer can be increased by increasing length of the wire. If you increase the length of potentiometric wire, then you can increase the accuracy of potentiometer, and therefore this is also a big advantage of potentiometer over voltmeter. So I think you got all these two advantages of potentiometer. After that we will move towards third advantages. A small PD means a small potential difference can be measured by potentiometer. We can measure small potential differences in terms of millivolt with the help of potentiometer very accurately, but with the help of voltmeter we cannot measure that much of small potential differences with voltmeter with accuracy. So for accuracy, to measure small potential differences, you must have to use potentiometer. So it is also a big advantage of potentiometer. The resistance of voltmeter, the resistance of voltmeter the resistance of voltmeter is high, but cannot made infinity to work as a ideal voltmeter. We know the resistance of voltmeter is always high, but we cannot made it infinity to work it as a ideal voltmeter. For making it ideal voltmeter, we must have voltmeter with infinite resistance, but it is not possible to achieve infinite resistance. So next last application or advantage of potentiometer or voltmeter is that the internal resistance of a cell can be measured with the help of potentiometer. You can use potentiometer to measure the internal resistance of a cell, but you cannot measure the internal resistance of a cell using voltmeter. So this is also a good and big advantage of potentiometer or voltmeter. Now with this list of advantages, we will move. After discussing the advantages of potentiometer or voltmeter, we will have certain disadvantages of potentiometer also. These are two major disadvantages of potentiometer over voltmeter. Voltmeter is a direct reading instrument. Voltmeter is a direct reading instrument, while potentiometer is not so. It means that the reading of voltmeter we can see directly on the digital board or digital display, but potentiometer does not have such facility to show the direct reading. And second big disadvantages of potentiometer is that the voltmeter is portable. It is a small in size, but potentiometer is not portable device. It is a big size device. It has so much component, that is battery, rheostat, key, and a long several meter long wire. So that is why it is not portable. So therefore voltmeter is a portable device. So it is a major disadvantage of potentiometer, that it is not a portable device. So these are two different disadvantages of potentiometer over voltmeter. So with this these advantages and disadvantages of potentiometer in comparison of voltmeter, we will stop here regarding the theory of this article. Now in my next lecture, I will going to discuss with you some important formulae and multiple choice questions which can be of theoretical type, which can be of numerical type, which is important as point of NEET and JEE. So stay tuned with me for the next some lectures. I know it will be very beneficial to you by having such 4 to 5 different lectures on theory of this current electricity. I think it is a short revision to you, and with this short revision on theory to you, you will become very much clearer to solve multiple choice questions on this topic. So we will visit next in next lecture with that much of with so many problems on the related topics. So thank you so much.